Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Hello everybody, my name is Puppeteen from the Geeky Puppet Show, here on the Geeky Puppet Show, today for what? Werewolf by Night, issue 33, I believe, part 2 of Moon Knight's first appearance. And to join me, well, we have a normal guest here, an amphibian you all know and some of you love. Froggy!
I am the knight. I am Froggy Knight.
Frog?
How's it going?
Hello, Moon Frog. Yes, yes.
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me moon you.
Oh, no. Get your froggy butt down.
Get down, froggy butt now.
Hello to you, Tillium. Good to see you. Yes. So, it is the spooky season, and while we do have Moonfrog, that's it. That's exactly right. Tillium's calling you what you are.
A star.
Moonfrog.
I am the star of the show.
No. The moon isn't a star.
I'm the moon, the brightest star in the sky.
That's not a star. But
You're just
anyway,
jealous.
we might
You got
have
the
a
moon envy.
Marania hopping on later if she can, but she's definitely going to be joining us later for our reading of The Great Pumpkin. Yes.
The great frog, Charlie Brown.
No, The Great Pumpkin.
The frog.
No.
The great frog.
No, that's a different story. But first, it's just going to be me and Froggy, unless Marania comes in to take over. Froggy, you're going to keep an eye on that. If she hops in, make sure to
I can't. I'm full screen, so.
Oh, well, we're doomed.
Not really. You have such a very beautiful voice.
Oh,
Just put on the dress like last night.
we don't talk about Under the Bridge here. Anyway, let's go ahead and show the book.
That's what you think. I have a whole website dedicated to that.
Now, see, we can do it like this, or we can get down here.
Can we move it somewhere else too?
But I think right here. No, only these two options.
Really? Left or bottom?
Yep.
Well, we are bottom feeders.
But I think the old-fashioned is the way to go right now. Maybe we might try that tonight, though. No, I don't think we will. But Werewolf by Night. Let's go ahead and get it up so that I can see.
That's what she said.
Werewolf by Night. High above the city, a battle rages. Beast Moon Knight. The supernatural slugfest you dare not miss. The tags rustle with a Jack in front of it. The kind of name that fits a normal 19-year-old dude living out in LA. Not the kind of name you'd expect to find slapped on a guy who sprouted fangs, paw to paw fur, and wolfish howls every time the moon blued full. Unless that guy happened to have a father who is cursed by an arcane book called Darkhold, and who inherited his father's curse on his 18th birthday.
Darkhold son! That's he is. He's the Darkhold son. Won't you come to me, Darkhold son?
Stan Lee presents Werewolf by Night.
Werewolf by Night!
The second night was almost dried of darkness and ready to be drenched with dawn. I was still the werewolf, but the werewolf was out of it, and the Moon Knight had him. But it seemed the spook on my back wasn't enough. Just before he'd beaten me into a blacked-out pulp, I heard sirens shrieking, which meant there were others scrambling to get both of us. Wolf Beast versus Moon Knight.
versus the Popo.
You go ahead and take the first Popo.
All right, you two, hold it. This is the police. Tell your pilot to stop or we'll fire.
For the full story of the werewolves captured at the hands of the relentless Moon Knight, see last issue, Lynn. Oops. Or give our flubs.
Flubba-dub-dub.
Doug Moench is the story. Don Perlin plus Howie Perlin in charge of the art. You can read the rest of the names here later.
Copter's still rising and we warned them. Open fire, boys. Faster, Frenchie. Lift the copter. Lift the bloody copter fast. Ah!
Mark, I have the controls at maximum speed. The chopper will rise no faster. But you have been hit, we?
Once again, ah! My shoulder ain't pumping red for its health, Frenchie. And you know I can't climb the ladder with this ball of fur under my arm. So you just keep this crate moving until you lift us.
I guess I'll just do all the voices.
No, I'm the other guy. You go ahead. You're the blonde.
Out of range. Nothing we can do now except send out an APB to our chopper units.
Yeah, Eddie. Looks like they're free as birds. And we were 2 seconds from nailing them. Sorry we didn't get here just a little sooner.
Yeah, but I'm even sorrier Northup isn't here. Seems his wild goose chase ain't so wild. Because I'm convinced one of these two jokers was a werewolf.
Dun, dun, dun. Convinced that a fellow named Raymond Coker is somewhere on this island, Mr. Strout, and I'm also convinced that he's an unknown fugitive from justice. Now, I'm sure you have some information about his whereabouts, but since I'm not here in official capacity, well, let's just say I'd like to make a friendly contribution to help defray your operating expenses.
I appreciate your concern of the modest means in which our backward island of Haiti operates, Mr. Northup. However, I would like to inform you that the customs office is not run in the manner of one of your Los Angeles police blood precincts. Therefore, I have you arrested for bribery and strongly advise you to remove your money from my desk. And then person from office. My accents are messed up.
All right, Stroth, go ahead and play your holier-than-thou game. But you're gonna regret it for a number of reasons. For instance, Raymond Coker is a werewolf. You heard me, a werewolf. And the grief he's gonna cause around here will be spelled out in blood. So you just keep your precious integrity. Because I'm gonna find Coker on my own. Even if I have to pick up a machete and shred every inch of your jungle into coleslaw. I love the writing in this.
Yeah. Is this a guy or a girl?
It's a guy.
Yes, Gisla, I was known as a werewolf. I don't know how you knew it. But what you don't know is I've been cursed.
Cured.
Oh, sorry. Cured. I've been coming to now. But now about something even more horrifying.
in issue 21, Lynn.
Oh, wrong guy.
Gisela, 50,000 years, has lived with the powers of voodoo for a long time, Raymond Coca. There is little which may horrify me, but you may tell your story.
It happened 2 days ago, Gisala, whatever your name is.
Yes, it's Gisela, get it right.
Gah! You see, well, my immediate family is from Jamaica. I have some relatives here in Haiti, that a small village north of Mayer, but I can't pronounce the word, but Mayer Balalies. Upon receiving the news that both my aunt and my uncle had died, at the same time, I went to the village.
Oops, sorry.
He was more quiet than I remembered it. And when I found my little cousin Benita, she was in a state of shock, unable to speak, and in the care of a young womanhood friend, my dead aunt and uncle. But how they die, Mara?
I can only repeat the story little Benita told me. Raymond, before she stopped speaking completely, it had been a month earlier at night. The family was taking their evening meal. And we get to see as they're eating. Oh, isn't that nice? When the door abruptly shattered. And a man entered.
His name is Kosla.
A man who murdered Benita's mother and father. As they screamed for help which would never come, Benita could do nothing. Even as the man left, dragging the bodies of her mother and father out into the night, Benita could only watch and scream as the horrible sight was burned into her mind forever. Oh no!
She must have saw CW.
No!
Oh, just kidding.
And after she told you this story, Mara, she lapsed into shock.
Yes, Raymond. The doctors in Port-au-Prince say they can do nothing except put her in the hospital, but there is no one to pay for that.
Well, I can see what I can do. But you say the body's never been found. Did Manita see the man who murdered him? Did she say who it was?
Yes, Raymond, but it cannot be true. She said it was Jaranda who... No! The man is coming in his kin! He is coming to kill us all! Benita! Calm yourself, child. There is no one. It is him, Jaranda! Papa Jaranda! Papa Jaranda!
Jaranda! Papa Jaranda! He was my great-grandfather, Jill Sala. And he died 32 years ago. That is why I've come to you for help. Ask you for help.
Then the Zuvembes have returned to Haiti, Raymond Coca. It is a sad time and very dangerous time, but there is only one who can help you against the Zuvembes. His name is Jericho Drum.
Break the walls down! Sorry.
The night was moving closer to dawn and the helicopter closer to its destination. When I finally revived and snarled, much to the Moon Knight's surprise.
No, you stupid idiot. We're 500 feet up.
And we were falling. But the werewolf didn't care. He was mad. So mad that he'd forgotten he'd forgotten about his broken hand. All right, I'll take the blonde, but you're going to have to take the other one, Froggy.
Fine, I'll do what I want.
Lissa, they're so close to the pier.
Wait, Topaz, maybe they won't hit it. Maybe they'll hit the... Ploosh. Mangy freak! The committee's paying me 10 grand to bring you in alive. And you almost drowned us both before I even...
Schwack.
Ugh.
The fight wasn't out of the werewolf yet. In fact, I was just beginning to roar.
Crazy fur coat with fangs. I must have told you a dozen times. The committee wants you alive. And if you can't get that through your hairy head, I'm going to have to pound it in.
And in the pounding there was pain. Pain caused by the Moon Knight's arsenal of silver weapons. His studded cestus punching at me, and even the crescent darts still embedded in my bristling skin. But even if the werewolf had understood the threat Silver posed to him, I doubt it would have made much difference. He still remembered the beating he'd taken from this foe.
Continue.
Oh, well, the memory made him mad.
Not again, Beastman. I'm getting tired of this.
And the rage demanded revenge. Ah!
Watch out, you stupid!
Plash. We hit the Pacific for the second time. The water shot fire through my shattered hand and made it throb like a hiccuping balloon. But what was that compared to the beast's life and death, lust for vengeance? Answer, bright nothing, wrapped in pretty bows of bloody violence. So we fought, both struggling to escape hell. Each determined to win that struggle and leave the other behind. It was the werewolf who won, breaking free of hell and gasps and wheezes. I hauled myself onto the rotting planks, still gasping, but triumphant. Or so the werewolf thought.
Hold it, mange puss. I ain't heard of no count of yet 10 yet. I ain't heard no count of 10 yet.
It was impossible. I slashed and clawed and mauled and choked him. But he wanted more. Still more. Well, I gave him more. A vicious roundhouse slash. But the Moon Knight clutched for that slash. And he yanked. Sploosh. Hard.
God, that thing's dynamite on wheels. Never fought so hard in my life. Gotta rest. Catch my breath. Before he surfaces again. Already?
Yeah, already. And the fever was too high to quit. And it was long overdue, and the werewolf had long since paid for it in pain. It was time for the payoff, for returning favors, and for doing unto the other until what was done. Scat.
Gross.
Could never be undone.
conk.
And
The satisfaction was a bright flash, and maybe a lingering sizzle. I don't remember. But the werewolf knew it was all over. The Moon Knight was helpless, and the hunted beast was one lunge from trouncing the hunter. With a growl, the beast savored the moment. Just a little too long. As darkness finally reached a dawn. And the second night ended. With the werewolf's death.
I don't believe it.
Jack Russell was reborn into agony. All at once I felt everything. I felt the fight. I felt my broken hand. I felt the razored crescent stuck into my bare skin. I even felt the lack of sleep. And then I felt the boot. It was silver, of course. But that didn't matter anymore. I was no longer the werewolf, but just the boot would have done it.
Hey, you guys, what are you doing down there?
What the? Not the cops. Not now.
You guys can't swim down there. If you don't believe me, just try it. You see that water, all the water, every drop of that water, it's polluted beyond the safety hazards of swimming for a long time now, too. All the big companies, all the corporations, they just dumping junk in down there. And I've been drinking a little too much, and all the big companies dumping junk down there. So what can a person do?
Well, thank the moon for small miracles, but I still can't believe I saw this guy change like that. My darts must be hurting this poor freak. Might as well take him out.
Oh,
Hey, here comes Frenchie. Must have been looking for us all this time.
you are all right down there, Mark? Oui?
Fine, Frenchie. Just lift us over the rainbow and straight to the pot of gold. Stuff with 10 grand.
He emerged from the coma briefly, Mrs. Marston. And he mumbled some names, Elaine and Jack, I think it was. Are you Elaine? Yes, Doctor, and Jack's a close friend of his. I see. Well, at least he was coherent then. But you still haven't told me if he's going to be all right. For the simple reason that I don't know. Whatever mauled Mr. Cohen inflicted extensive damage to his sacral region, his lower back, severing both his sciatic and femoral nerves. We've done our best, but he still might be paralyzed from the waist down if he emerges from the coma. Are you friends with Mr. Are you and Mr. Cohen close friends? My husband died about a year ago, so Buck and I have only been out this one time skiing. Our first date. But yes, he's a very close friend, and I couldn't bear for it to happen again. Uncle Buck's gonna be... Oh, do you want the kid?
Uncle Buck's gonna be all right, isn't he, Mommy?
Not now, Buttons. We'll talk about it later, honey.
Screw you, I want to talk about it now.
Well, I'll leave you alone now, Mrs. Marston. Good afternoon.
But I don't understand, Mommy. The Monster Man didn't kill Uncle Buck. He's just sick. And if he's just sick, he'll get better like I always do. So why you cry, Mommy?
All right, bozos. You already stalled the whole day in some top secret meeting, and I ain't waiting any longer. I brought you your pigeon. Now where's my damn bread?
You brought us an unconscious kid, Mr. Spectre. Or should I say, Mr. Moon Knight? You seem to be taking that costume rather seriously. But, as I was saying, we still have no proof that you delivered a bona fide werewolf. Indeed, we can't even be certain that this young man is Jack Russell. Or that one of these two charming young ladies is Russell's sister, and therefore destined to become a werewolf herself someday.
Hands off, you blubbery creep.
No, I'm afraid the committee has decided to wait until the full moon appears before we decide whether or not you've genuinely earned your fee.
I ought to smack the scummy nose right down your throat.
Jeez. I woke slowly with a head full of impacted queasiness. My hand felt like a flaming mush. I suddenly wanted to know what time it was and...
It's tool time.
Where am I?
What's going on? Still sleepy, you see.
And what in blazes am I doing in a cage?
Waiting for the full moon to see if you are the promised goods as delivered by our emissary and mercenary, the Moon Knight, whom I believe you've already met.
Huh? And then I saw them. Topaz and Lissa, tied up like
prisoners, Mr. Russell, until we determine which of them is your sister.
You know something, fatso? I just learned a new word the other day. A medic. I think that's it. Go look it up. Because it describes you to a sickening T.
Now, Mr. Russell, only 2 or 3 minutes more until the full moon. And until we learn if the Moon Knight is to be paid for delivering an actual werewolf.
What do you want a werewolf for, anyway?
Oh, for a pet. To release at periodic intervals in the hopes that he will commit various murders for our own private purposes.
I gotta say, this guy kind of looks like Goldfinger.
Yes, that's exactly what
I know what you're going for. Anyway, continue.
A pet to commit various murders.
Buster, you can take the sleazy cake, you know that. And if murder's on your mind, you just better hold on to that onto your flabby heart once I get out of this cage.
And you, Crusader Rabbit,
are you in a habit of getting paid for slamming people into cages? That's right, I said people. Are you shocked to hear that I'm an honest-to-God person? Or are you trying to forget it? Well, I'm going to give you a refresher course, pal. I may be a werewolf, but on my nights off, I'm still human. But not for long, because this definitely wasn't one of my nights off.
And believe me, Fancy Pants, being the werewolf is far worse cage than these bars These stinking bars!
Then it hit me.
That he hates bars.
Yes, like a ton of bricks exploding outward from my gut.
Ah!
I fell into the debris, holding my head, groping for sanity and wanting to retch.
Good lord! Do you see that fur bursting from his skin? And those fangs! And claws! Oh my god, the claws! Look at them!
Yes, beautiful, ain't it?
Third night, and the werewolf found himself caged. He didn't much like it, so I snarled in murderous rage. Wow! Straight into a sea of disgustingly happy faces.
Congratulations, Spectre, or Moon Knight if you prefer. You've done an excellent job, a commendable job.
But the Moon Knight didn't reply. He merely stared at me, and the bars wouldn't bend.
You deserve every cent of your stipulated 10,000. Take it with a committee's sincere gratitude.
Yes, take it. Why don't you? You've earned it. You've earned it by capturing my brother and throwing him into a cage, by selling him to filthy men who turn him into a murderer he always feared he would become.
Jeez.
The murderer he's always fought to avoid, even when it tore his soul in two. So go ahead and take your dirty, bloody money. I just hope you're proud of yourself. Puh.
Don't listen to her, Mark. Sure, he's her brother. But he's still just a freak, just a beast. Why worry about a beast?
Moon Knight took the money and stared at me again.
Just a beast, all right. But at least a cleaner and more honest beast than you slimy slugs. And at least he's a beast with guts. A beast who fights only to be free so he can dance in the moonlight. And that's the kind of fight I support. Lard butts.
The kick came faster than the committee could gasp. The bar bent. And when the werewolf put a mean shoulder to it, it bent some more. In fact, it bent enough for me to slither free. The sea of faces was still disgusting, but not nearly so happy.
He's loose. Yeah, then Moon Knight is turning on us. We'll have to shoot them. It's the only way.
But I don't even carry a gun. I'm just a businessman. You guys dragged me into this whole werewolf deal because you said it would be good for the economy.
Yeah, it's good for the EPA.
We're all businessmen, Hicks. Yeah, you're all going to get on a business now. Especially you, 2-ton leader. So I advise him to get his lard in gear, unless someone...
Take two.
So I advise him to get his lard in gear, unless he wants to get kicked from here to Monterey.
The silver one, the one with pain, he was the one I wanted.
I don't want you.
But he ducked.
Yeah.
Sorry, Fid, but there's one thing I've learned. It's more fun fighting with you than against you. So go get him, Tiger.
Mary Jane?
Holy smokes! Almost forgot the 2 chicks Frenchie nabbed. With all the lead flying around here, they're liable to turn to Swiss cheese. Unless Bingo, girls. Now split and fast.
Huh? But what about Jack?
Just get out of here. He can take care of himself.
And how? Come on, Lissa. I don't know what turned that man from a villain into a hero, but he's right. At this point, Jack has far better chance than we do, especially since we weakened the psi power. Since my weakened psi power can't do a thing about bullets.
All right, Topaz. Maybe we can get the police.
And have them capture Jack? No, I'm afraid he and the Moon Knight are on their own. Now come on! On our own or not, the committee was fallen into pieces. Most ran, others fell. The Moon Knight seemed to get a kick out of it, battling like some gay blade swashbuckler straight from Errol Flynn country.
Something about the water and frogs? I don't know.
Oh no!
And another Gabardine hits the dust.
The werewolf, he was no slouch either. And when it was just about over.
Well, there goes Mr. Anonymous Leader, lard button number 1. Bet I can catch him at a trot, with one leg tied behind my back. Ha! I never did learn how to whistle Dixie. Hold there, chubs a flub. You're the host of this little party, and it don't seem quite right that now you should cut out now.
He squealed.
No! My God, no! You can't do this to me. I'm an American citizen. I have rights! No! What are you doing?
You didn't set to shove those rights up your straight down your throat, blubber guts. And the first right you've earned is an introduction to a guest of honor at this little shebang.
She bang.
Oh, baby, when she moves, she moves. All right, he's all yours, pal. Remember that cage he stuffed you in?
I remembered.
Yuck. May not want to mess around, Wolfie. But when you're finished, you sure leave a mess.
Fatso hit the floor like rubberized jello, and when the quivering stopped, it was just the two of us. I growled softly.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Now wait a minute, pal. You and me just fought together. That makes us brothers of the blood from where I come from. Where's your sense of camaraderie? Even Frenchie's got some of that. All right, if that's the way you feel about it, I'm going. I may have fought you for 10 grand, but it sure ain't gonna do it for free. And they used to say I was antisocial. I'll send you a bill for the cape, pal. Ciao.
I snarled for a few seconds. And then, when nothing in the place moved, I just left. That was it.
How to Get Away with Murder, the Marvel stories. It's been a pleasure doing business with you, pal. Even if you are a werewolf. Hope you find whatever it is you're looking for.
Stealthily, the werewolf headed toward the fog, wondering what he'd find in its swirling depths. If they were lucky, Lissa and Topaz would have been far away by now. Next, to save Buck's life, Jack, Topaz, and Lissa must enter the hellish house of Beleric Marcosa. Inside awaits far more than the werewolf. Don't miss the most chilling and horrifying comic story of them all. Mansion of the Damned. Dun, dun, time. Alrighty, and that was so much fun. Hey, don't you agree, Froggy?
Damn straight.
Mhm. Wait just
All right, back to
there?
normal voice. Ah!
That's right. You have to.
Why are we widescreen again? There we go.
There we go.
You
Is that
son
better?
of a. Yeah, it's much better.
Hello to you, Graphic Man, and to you, Ash on Comics. I hope you enjoyed the show. We had some fun with it. Right? Isn't that right, Froggy?
Yep, a lot of mangy mutts in this,
Well, I was the only mangy much.
and
but-
chubba flubs.
and a lot of trouble flubs. But we want to thank you so much for joining us. Froggy is telling me to go ahead and get the ticker up while we say hello to Maranya. Hello, Maranya. I'm a little sorry about the timing. I didn't see. I kept checking, but
I apologize for not being here to help y'all out with the voices.
No, he wasn't that bad. I got to see Palpatine's inner child-like voice.
And his range.
my
Did you
feminine
see-
side.
I gotta say though, that Buttons is really on the number here.
Yeah, he does kids really well in terms of voices.
Well, thank you, and you will be joining us later tonight for it's the Great Pumpkin Puppeting. That's what it's called now.
Yep.
And I will be playing Charlie Brown. We have Froggy as Linus, and Maranya is going to be every girl in the world.
Yeah, so we should call it "It's the Great Frog Puppetine."
Well, it's a little late for that.
Oh,
What?
it's never too late.
It's a little too late.
It's never
But
too
you wanna-
late.
Thank you so much for joining us. Please make sure to subscribe and like and comment. Yes, it helps out the algorithm. Also, check out the Ko-Fi if you can. Should be in the description. Well, if it's not now, soon. And it's right there in the little ticker. If we watch it. Are you watching, Froggy? Mm-hmm. 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 Still going. Well, here it comes. Here it comes. And there is the Ko-Fi link. So check that out. It would be much appreciated. I'm glad you liked it, Tilliam. I hope everybody enjoyed it. And we will see you next time. Please come back later for It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. It's going to be a fun reading. We'll see you soon. Bye!
Bye.
Smell you later.
Eat a